Hello and welcome. In today's exciting episode, we take a look at everything I finished and some of the things I made from start to finish this month, March 2023.
It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect jacket.
Now, there is an awful lot to get through, but as I mentioned in the intro, a lot of these dresses were things that I started long ago and only just managed to finish. So yeah, here we go. I'm doing them in batches because there's just so many of them. On the right, we have the layer cake dress in its sort of red florals and greens, mostly greens, but a little, some of them had, my florals had a little bit of red in there as well. That red and green one there was, it's a rayon, but the rest are all 100% cotton. And this flower one here with the red flowers, it's the same as this, but in a different colorway. And this one has, the green is the flowers and the leaves are purple and blue. It is just the cutest. I love that little summer dress. It's Butterick 66677. And seriously, it only took like less than 2 yards of fabric, and I'm showing you the pockets. And I just love it so much. I'm going to make so many more of them. And this one is I call it the ladybug one. It's actually Christmas fabric, but the holly berries look so much like ladybugs to me. I absolutely love it. And I love those really puffy sleeves that are really quite short. So I think going forward, my spring summer ones will have those much shorter, much puffier sleeves because they are just so cute. And yeah, I love all three of those. And yeah, they're a little bit grown up, but they're also quite cute. Okay, so the next ones, we have another layer cake dress. It's the one I call the fall winter one. And then this was me making a wearable mock-up of another Vogue pattern. I mean, I like it. I can't decide whether I'm going to bead it or not. I've started beading it, but yeah, I like it, but not as much as the jacket patterns that I use. I think next month I might do a review of the jacket patterns that I've tried so far and just talk you through the good points and the bad points of each. This one, I just wanted to point out that there's gold metallic over the top of the green because from far away you can't, it just looks like a solid colour and it's a bit difficult for the eye, but it's actually a print. And up close, it looks absolutely adorable, in my opinion. And I really like the one with the magenta skirt and the floral top. It's so cute. I think it just took me a while to get used to it. Or maybe because I was in the mindset of just trying to match and clash prints. So when I came to that one, I was like, this isn't matching, this isn't clashing. Whereas the two prints that I have to match? So yeah, but I like it. When I just judge it as its own thing, I quite like it. And this one here, this layer cake one, I love these sleeves so much. In the third layer cake one that I made, I did them vertical rather than horizontal, and I really much prefer this way. And here's a bit of a close-up of the beading that I've started on that mock-up jacket. I mean, it's got the silk lining and everything, so it's ready to go. But yeah, I'm not sure whether I'll finish that beading or not. I just do other things first. Okay, so these are the orange ones. I know it's green month, but these are the ones that I just sort of finished. So I had this one on the rack for ages and I ended up adding length to it, and I'm so glad I did. I absolutely adore it the way it is. The peach and orange one is cute too. This one here is from the Vintage Dresses sewing vlog. And yeah, it's got lots of pleats, sort of concertina pleats in the front and the back. And yeah, I really like it. And this one, I just adore it. It's just going to be the perfect late spring, early, all of summer dress. And the other one, I like it just because, you know, it's nice to have a couple of different lengths. And I think the two fabrics, while not matching, do go together really nicely. And it's very swishy. That skirt is so completely full. So, yeah, I really like it. Actually, the two peach and apricot ones have the same amount of fabric in each, I think. Or maybe the orange one has half a yard more. something like that. Anyway, next we have the 1960s sort of tweed that I finally got from New York. I finally made that up into a vintage style Chanel jacket, and oh my gosh, the camera does not love that one. See the sort of grass green beads? I'm thinking maybe I'll use some of those on that one to bead that one. I'm not sure yet. So the next one we have, the green dress is, this is from the last vlog that I just did. I finally finished it. I made it at Christmas and finally finished it. And the one on the right is the layer cake dress. This is the one that had the sleeves that had sort of vertical stripes of different fabric, and I ended up taking them off. There they are. I've pulled them apart, so I'll use them in another patchwork dress. But and I just hand sewed those. So yeah, I love it this way. It's so pretty. And yeah, I was a bit disappointed with the way the sleeve turned out. And that one in the middle there, the darker one, is the only cotton sateen dress that I have, I think. I love the feel of it, but I hate ironing things. So yeah. And this green one, I call it the Dior green. I love it. I absolutely love it. But I think that I will wear it much more if I take the skirt off and make it into a tiered skirt like this one here with this layer cake dress. The top part is 2 lengths of fabric across and the bottom part is 4 lengths of fabric across. I think with this one I've got enough to do a panel that's 2 lengths, a panel that's 4 lengths, and a panel at the bottom that's 8 lengths. So I'm going to take that off and redo that because I think I would wear it so much more, and I just love that colour so much. So it's definitely worth the effort. And if you've seen the vintage dress video, you probably already know, but the lining fabric on that one is a slightly different green than the outer fabric. It's so cute. So next we have, I'm really trying to get through all of these. Next, the tulip dress. I love that's a vintage tulip, and they sort of go upside down tulip, right way up tulip, and this one's blue daisy one, and that's just plain dress with a circle skirt. So all of them have the B6677, Butterick 6677 bodice, and then I've used a new look pattern to do the puffy sleeves, but really you can just use any pattern to do a puffy sleeve. Just take a sleeve, add a section in the middle, and then cut it out. And once you've cut it out, just pleat down the middle at the top and the bottom, and you have a pleated and you have a puffy sleeve. Anyway, and the one on the left is a very cute daisy print, and that's also a circle skirt. The one on the right, the blue daisy one, has the 1950s vintage petticoat under it, and the pansy one on the left is what it looks like without. They don't have pockets, which work dresses or day dresses should have pockets, but I decided not. This is the Vogue kimono dress, but I didn't want the deep V in the front, so I just made it just a normal neck. And then the jacket I made kind of based on the same pattern loosely, just for the bodice of the Vogue kimono style dress. And then this one is another circle skirt with those big puffy sleeves, just because I had more fabric left with this. So if I used a little less for the circle skirt, then I had a little more to make the sleeves. So I'm just showing you that it's fully lined. It does mean that it's probably not going to be the best summer dress, that kimono one, because it's basically you're wearing 2 sets of long sleeves. So it's actually good as a coverall, but I should have thought of that at the time. But I can't really be bothered just taking it out and putting in a singlet type lining. So next we have 2 delightful dresses. The one on the right is the Rapunzel one. If you saw my last vlog, I just think it looks like a Disney princess dress, and the Rapunzel tangled one is the only one I've seen, I think. So, and this is the patchwork dress, but I couldn't didn't have time, but I also didn't have the energy or willingness to make an entire dress out of patchwork. So it's 2 yards of the green with the wild rose on it. And I cut it, instead of, when I do layer dresses, I usually cut them selvage to selvage across. But with that one, the patchwork one, I cut them lengthwise. I'll make a video maybe next month or something. I'll make another one and I'll show you exactly how I did it. But yeah, I really love the way it turned out. The Rapunzel one is a circle skirt. I really don't like hemming circle skirts. The whole, getting it even thing. Ugh. I love those sleeves though. So it's originally the bodice is blue. I used the leftover fabric from the Blue Daisy to make this bodice, and and then leftover tiny scraps. I sewed them together to do the over sleeves. So there's actually 2 sets of sleeves there. And then I used basically all the fabric because I didn't have to cut the bodice. I used all of it to do the skirt. So it's kind of a double circle. And I really love that about it. But just having to even out a circle skirt before hemming it, it's a bit of a chore. So I think I'm much happier doing the layer cake type dresses, so I think I'll just do more of those in the future. Next up we have, both of these are green and both vintage, vintage inspired. The front one is just the bodice is a Butterick 6677, and then the skirt is just 4 yards pleated down, but it looks so vintage, and it's got the vintage petticoat underneath it. And this was a tweed I bought from Mood Fabrics years and years ago, and it just looks so very vintage and very Chanel. So I made a vintage style Chanel jacket out of that one. And yeah, it's a Butterick pattern. I'm not sure I love the 3/4 sleeves. It looked nicer with the longer sleeves, that particular jacket pattern. But it's okay. And also it's a little bit large, but I have so many jackets. It's nice to have some that will fit over more bulky layers, I guess. Look at this. We are down to the last 3 dresses. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we've got the pastel ones. There is the one on the right has a green underdress. So there is some green being featured in these last 3. So the one on the left is just a circle skirt, and it's a bit short because I cut the bottom of it wrong, and then I had to even it all out. I hate evening out the hems of circle skirts. Oh, I hate it. This one is mauve with bunnies on it, and I made it in January, which is why I had that spare layer of piece of beige fabric, and that's why it's in there, just to make it a little bit longer. And this one, see, it's got the green layer underneath. I also used the green for the lining. And the skirt of this dress, I might, if I have some free time, I might unpick it and re-sew it, because when I sewed them on, I sewed the green skirt and the pink skirt in the same way at the same time. So the pleats are double layers. So there's all the fabric is like being pleated at once into box pleats, and it's a little bulky. I would prefer it if the pleats were much more crisp. Obviously, I can just press it. But I just mean, as well as that, if you sort of did the pink ones, then sewed them on, and then did the green ones behind them and sewed them on, it would end up looking much smoother and crisper. And I think it would make it look much more vintage. Anyway, that is everything I finished this month, and I guess it does seem like a lot, but with some of them I literally just had to do stitch the hem or stitch the cuffs. So yeah, but I'm really glad that I made up some of those green dresses. They are adorable, and some of the other ones. It's just fabulous to finally have them done, and now they're in the wardrobe. And because after, as you saw, as I was putting them up on the mannequins after I did it, I cleared them away. I didn't put them back on the rack. I just put them straight into the wardrobe. So it is absolutely gorgeous to finally have all of them done, because some of them have been half done since December. So yeah, I really needed to get these finished. Well, that is it. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And I am going to go finish a green jacket that I've been working on, a tweed Chanel style one. And yeah, if you want to see any of the making of these ones, there's a playlist for it and a link below, or just go to the playlists and you can see. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I might see you next month for April, which is Rainbow Month.